Hello everybody, John here from the esports department going over tonight's two-game LPL slate. As far as two-game slates go, this one's, towards the better side. There's definitely some areas that you can go to, I think. We start off with LGD plus 350. They're 5-5 on the season, up against EDG minus 550. They are 9-1 on the season, 5-1 against winning teams to LGD's 2-4. So obviously EDG's been the best team in the LPL so far. It's tough to make an argument as to why statistically they shouldn't be the favorite. There's some draft issues with every team in the LPL where I think there's lots of games that get given away in draft. So I don't have any issue with playing LGD on this slate in GPPs. Obviously you're going to be on EDG for the cash side in a two-game slate like this. LGD is probably going to give you your best ownership versus chance to win percentage on this slate. I don't think people will feel the need to go to LGD when the other matchup feels like you can play either side pretty easily. So LGD, you're not going to get insane ownership on them. They're going to be like 15% or something just because it's a two-game slate. You're never going to be able to avoid some level of ownership, but they feel like they might have the best combination of like chance to win versus ownership, mostly because I'm guessing this other match is going to be very split. Rare Atom at minus 105, they're 7-2 on the season, up against FPX, minus 125, 6-3 on the season. Against winning teams, Rare Atom is 5-2, FPX is 2-2. So, much easier schedule for FPX. RA has played 7 out of 9 winning teams. FPX has played 4 out of 9 winning teams. So, their stats are better, 1897 to 1802, plus 137 to plus 107. Rare Atom has the advantage in First Blood, but First Turret goes to FPX, and FPX has a 5% Dragon advantage. That said, we're seeing a new support for FPX in this roster. They have Nuguri playing, but they're playing a different support here, Crisp sitting out. And FPX, with a much easier strength of schedule, it feels like Rare Atom should maybe be the favorite here. Either way, this match projects to be a little bit lower scoring than the other one, I believe. You're seeing like 15s from the Rare Atom side. Our FPX is very bloody with 18 and 21, but the other match has, minimum of basically 18s across the board between LGD and EDG. EDG stepping up the bloodiness in the last few matches that they've played because they started off being fairly straightforward and not super bloody. I'm just gonna really quickly look at the EDG sheet here. Yeah, that's a big step up because, they haven't lost very many games, which is why their DPL is so high, but their kill per win has stepped up significantly. They were in like the 15s for a little while. They've really stepped that up, but this is a good matchup as well as far as that goes. In cash, it's kind of tough as far as FPX and Rare Atom because I feel like FPX is statistically better, but has their strength of schedule being so much weaker, their mixing of rosters, Nuguri coming back after sitting down for a series, the new support coming in, it kind of feels like Rare Atom should maybe be the favorite or right around it in this matchup. So the ownership for this matchup feels like it's going to be super split. I went with FPX being higher owned than Rare Atom. I originally, when I first made this, I put Rare Atom ahead of FPX. I kind of walked it back when I was like, FPX, they did win their last match, even in some bizarre circumstances. Nuguri's coming back. I think people just go to double favorites, but I wouldn't be surprised to see RA be ahead of FPX. We'll see when I do roster checks real quick. Let's just do them right now since we can do cash last. Like, when you do FPX EDG, what do you come up with? It's a Doinby captain with 4 EDG. That's not bad at all. When you go over to Rare Atom, I'm assuming you can just do whatever you want, basically. They do iBoy Captain, but that's only because of the iBoy and Viper projections. You could switch that and do Viper Captain with iBoy. So you can do whatever you want with EDG Rare Atom. I think maybe that might be enough to swing me to thinking that Rare Atom might be higher owned. Just the fact that you can get whatever EDG setup you want if you go that way. As far as cash, though, I think you go with FPX. You could do a weird split and go like partial FPX, partial Rare Atom, but then you're just kind of giving your opponent the choice of which team they think is going to win, and if they're right, they're right, and that doesn't seem like a great way to play cash. Uh, I guess you go with FPX. That's pretty tough, man. Rare Atom has been very good this season. This does feel like maybe a bit of a letdown spot for them, though. This Doinby captain with 4 EDG feels like a lock cash game lineup if you're going to play FPX. This is sweet. You get Scout and Doinby, plus you get Viper. You get the 4 EDG, which is the safe way. If you wanted to play this with... See, is there any way to get the Scout captain instead of Doinby, just because having a riskier team in your captain slot is a little on the sketchy side? I'm guessing this is the only way you can do this. Or else you're going to have to go down to GG captain. Can you do like GG captain with Tian and Doinby? And then everybody else from EDG? I'm guessing not. Oh no, you can. So that's the other possibility. That gives you a 596.9. You get 602 with this version. If FPX loses and EDG wins, then the GG captain version is probably likely to be better. It does force you to play Tian, but he's not in your captain slot. I feel like maybe this is a GPP lineup, and maybe you play the GG captain in cash, just because I think FPX is like at best around 50%. It's just not a great cash slate if I'm honest with you. But it feels like at best they're like 50-50 to win this matchup. Kind of both teams are right around there as far as FPX and Rare Atom go. So maybe you're better off. What's the difference in projection between like Tian and Doinby? It's like 8 points. If they win, you're losing about 12 points of equity there. I mean, if FPX wins, this lineup is going to be better. So I guess if you're playing them for cash, you should just play this version. Yeah, I think it probably just comes to this. If FPX loses and your opponent is also playing EDG FPX, I'm just trying to think if there's a benefit to switching to the GG one. Like, what could your opponent be playing where the GG one would be better? It's basically just this. Like, if they have this lineup and you play the GG one, you'll be better off. Pretty much anything else they can play, it feels like this version is better than the GG one. So it makes it kind of meta-ish. The GG one beats this one, but this one is better versus everything else. So I think you just go with this one, and and you just bet on FPX basically. You could also just skip cash today. I have no issue with skipping cash for this slate. This seems like a slate where you could do some fun GPP things. This actually seems like a pretty good GPP lineup, and you can play, your 4 Rare Atoms and your 4 LGDs. Those all seem like pretty legitimate options on a slate like this. So maybe not a night for cash if you're going to play it. Maybe a little bit lighter than usual. If you do, I think probably this one, unless you're pretty confident you're playing someone who's going to play this lineup, and then you could play for GG or for EDG with GG captain, and I think that takes the advantage there. But yeah, it doesn't feel like a great night for cash. Either way, for GPPs, I'd probably just be on Rare Atom or LGD, unless you're going to play something kind of funky like this one. I think is actually pretty decent for GPP as well. So that'll be all for this slate, guys. As per usual, hit me up in the Discord or on Twitter if you have any questions. And I'll be around. Let's get some money tonight, guys. Appreciate you. Talk to you later.